If you're shooting a music video and you want to do something that's a bit weird, a bit fun, just an old, cheap bit of glass like this can work. Hello, I'm Kieran, and today I'm going to tell you about some of my hacks for making your first film. So this is the camera that I used when I was like 7 or 8 years old. It's my dad's old tape camera. It took these massive tapes that would go in the bottom of it here, and this is how I would shoot movies when I was a kid. I think the single film that kickstarted my whole filmmaking career and made me want to make films was this absolute classic, Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind by Michel Gondry. I remember watching it and the film finished, I had my jaw open, and I brought the DVD out and I put the DVD straight back in again. I just watched it twice, back to back, because I was so blown away by it. Me, personally, I don't really like reading about filmmaking so much. One filmmaker that I feel like I get quite a lot out of from reading his interviews is Terry Gilliam. I think this guy speaks so powerfully about filmmaking and about the creative practice. He's super, super creative, and he's a bit of a rebel. So I think any filmmaker can learn from this guy in terms of believing in yourself and believing in your creative ideas. I mean, the film ideas note on my phone is like so chaotic you wouldn't even believe. The hardest part of the filmmaking process is the first draft. Just get it down on paper. The easiest way to do this is your notes app. I live by my notes app on my phone. I have tons and tons of ideas on here. Most of it is rubbish, but that's okay. That's part of the process. You just need to get these things out and get them down on the page. Your film doesn't need to be a finished, complete script in its first draft. That first idea, that first iteration, you just need to relax and get it out. Doesn't matter how you get it down. Every idea, no matter how epic and monumental and complicated it is, it always just starts off as a little scribble. I'm gonna scrub that. Storyboards can be very useful for you to plot out in your mind how you think your film is going to look visually. What I quite like doing is ground plans. So a ground plan is when you think about what the set of your film looks like from above. And I'll draw things out literally like this. So here we've got a set for a music video that I did years ago. You might prefer to do drawings of your actual shots, like a traditional storyboard. Something like this. Each shot you're going to capture in sequence with little descriptions of what the shots are and how it's going to pan out. Another way that I like doing storyboards, it can literally be as simple as this. This is us on a recce. So we went to the film location that we're going to be filming in, and I've taken photos with one of the crew members, and I've literally just drawn a stick figure where I think the other character is going to be. It's super basic, but it gets the job done. Now you know how you're going to shoot your film. When it comes to writing scripts, at least once do a printout version, and just with your pen, mark up the script. I might be writing in that we want to go to a wide shot, we want to go to a close-up here, or the tension rises here. This is where having a printed version is quite useful. A proper shot list. This is the best way to communicate your thoughts and ideas to other people. I like to group them into shots that are similar so that you know on the day what might be easiest is to do your wide shots together, your close-ups together. I would just say understand how your brain works and organizes information. Finding a really good location can sometimes be a key to unlocking a whole other level to your film. I would say the best thing to do is to go explore. So we met a building manager of this massive story building that we found in Glasgow, and he let us onto his roof. He let us shoot a few music videos and a few films up there. Basically, I think the rule is here, if you don't ask, you don't get. I've got like a fisheye thing that you can literally I'll hold it there and see what it looks like. If you're using a camera for the first time, I think the main thing is to not be intimidated. This is an example of one of the very early cameras that I used. This is like a really cheap film camera. It's an old 35mm film camera where you can put your film inside there and you have to physically wind it up yourself. But aside from all of that, it's a really good way to learn the basics of like camera settings. A lot of the early footage that I shot on as a kid is rubbish, but that's what it's supposed to be. You're just testing and practicing and retrying. Don't be intimidated, just try it out. Lenses can be really expensive, but it doesn't always have to be. I like to mess around and use old, cheap lenses and bits of glass to make my films. You can buy things like this online. really, really cheap. And the really fun thing about old lenses like this is that they have that super shallow depth of field. It creates that super blurry background that makes your shots look really nice. This, I think I got in an antique shop. This is a piece from a magnifying glass. Now you can get some really abstract and weird stuff with this. So if you're shooting a music video and you want to do something that's a bit weird, a bit fun, just an old cheap bit of glass like this can work. Any light is a light bulb. This kind of stuff is super, super cheap to get, and you can configure it in any way that you like. Think about what effect are you trying to create with your lighting. So you compare it with a paper lantern, something like this. These are really, really cheap to get, and they're really, really simple. You can literally just hang your bulb inside this thing, and it creates a lovely, soft ball of light. If you want to Hollywood a light, it means rather than using a light stand, you just use a person holding the light. Another way to diffuse your light is to just use a bed sheet. What you can do is, once you pull this out and lay it flat, you can hang it up and point your lights through the cotton sheet. This is a really, really easy way to diffuse your light and get that kind of proper cinematic style finish on someone's face when you're lighting them. When you don't have the money to have a full art department team behind you when you're making a film, you have to come up with some makeshift solutions. And one of the things that I found by looking up online is making some fake sweat. It's a super easy way to just instantly increase the intensity of any scene that you have in your film. I've just packaged it in a spray bottle that I found. So really easy way to do fake sweat. You need to start with some Vaseline or just any moisturizer. Just take a big dollop of that. So we use our concoction that we've made, our fake sweat, which is just glycerin and water, and we spray it. Instantly, you can see these little water droplets. It looks like I could be in a terrifying situation, and I'm sweating like hell. Super cheap, super easy to create that little bit of a heightened atmosphere in your films. It's really sweet as well. It's literally just sugar. Just because you didn't record certain sounds on set, this doesn't mean that your film isn't going to sound amazing. You can make your film sound amazing using post-production sound. Find sounds online. There are hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of sounds that you can find online completely for free to download. So think about what's going on internally with the characters and think, what can I do with sound to put the audience in their shoes, emotionally? You can be using sound effects. You can be doing Foley. Foley is one of the funnest things. You just need to look up Foley online and you'll be in a rabbit hole for hours watching people create sounds from scratch. And it's really easy. You can make sounds using just about any household object. Only limit when it comes to how your film sounds is your imagination. Free music, free sounds, find it online, and really spend the time to make sure that your film sounds excellent, because it's probably the most important thing. People will always be listening to your film. They will forgive a bad shot, they will forgive poor line delivery. People will not forgive bad sound. I don't know how to end it. What really matters is that you've got some good ideas. The number one thing is be yourself. It sounds cheesy, but it's true. I think people want to hear from you, your unique perspective. I would just say go out and do it. Be yourself, be the weird kid, and blow everyone away with what you want to say about the world.